Hi, my name is Laurie Dobson, and I'm doing this video from Cranberry Isles, Maine, and it's called my Island Update. Today is March 25th, and it's a Wednesday, 2020. So we currently have 142 cases in Maine as I'm talking now today, and the numbers have been rising very, very, very quickly. So I want to say yesterday, I said yesterday in my update that we were going to have a selectmen's meeting, and they decided to cancel it yesterday morning because they didn't have any information to hand out. I feel it's important for them to keep to these regular meetings just so people have a chance to give them feedback and to stay in touch and to feel like they're a part of the community working as a team. So I had Gary who's a facilitator on the Cranberry Isles information page, post a letter that I had worked on with some other people, other public officials, public health safety officers, and EMTs that I know from other islands that I'm friends with, to come up with a letter, and he posted it on the page. It was sent to the governor, imploring the governor to be very much more rigid and to put some safeguards in for travel to the island, to all the islands, the inhabited islands in Maine, because I think it's really important that there are protections that go above and beyond, because they're so vulnerable to a big influx of people coming in, and they're coming. And the protocols aren't really being honored, in terms of quarantine and social distancing. It seems to be sort of understood that they can have business as usual in some of these cases. So they're trying, the town is trying, and they recently sent this CDC information out to people. However, I don't know if you can see on the bottom, I circled, it's sent from 2/21/20. So the town sent this out on 3/24. That was written over a month ago. It's outdated information. It says currently, the virus is not currently spreading in communities in the United States. It says many patients have pneumonia. However, acute respiratory distress syndrome is present in 41% of the cases. So that's not really telling it like it is. They're not saying anything about social distancing, keeping 6 feet away. It says that it's in China, and I wrote, it's already here and is not limited to China. So I took a picture of this and sent it to the information page. I'm getting some people here that are concerned about livelihood, and it's a reasonable concern. But you have to prioritize in a disastrous, deadly pandemic. People's lives come first. And anybody that chooses comforts over lives does not have the right priorities. And we all have to get the right priorities. We have to get them. We have to defend them. We have to protect everybody else's right to live, everyone else's. So my mom got some puzzles yesterday by a neighbor a friend of mine coming over and Jen came over. Thank you, Jen. Bringing her some puzzles. My mom wanted to make sure that she didn't come anywhere near her, so that she's going to leave them on the porch, and she promised she would wipe them down. So they were safe for my mom to get. She's practicing extreme social distancing, and I don't want her to be so afraid to be anywhere near people that she becomes a total hermit. I don't think that's helpful. We have to keep people, we have to stay in touch with each other too. So I think part of that is calling, FaceTime with people that know how, without stressing them out. It's not worth trying to teach people new things right now, I don't think, too much. Showing up, just waving, sending love, even pictures by Facebook. I don't know. I just think anything that works for that person, it's good to do. So the other things that are going on I had a Zoom meeting with the Northeast Harbor Ambulance Service last night, mentioning that we had some extra gloves from a caretaker on island here that had volunteered them. Mike, thank you. And so we have a lot of gloves. We're still needing masks in this area, I know, I believe. I don't know. We don't have a real inventory. I'd been calling for that, so we know what to ask for going forward. But what it takes is people not being, not playing this lightly, and certain parts of the country that have low information or really not up on a lot of different social information via internet, and a lot of backing and forthing and alternative information, and accessing sites that have very good daily updates and scientific well-respected institutions information, as well as the CDC, may not be keeping themselves at the level of understanding about the severity of this that they need to be. In other words, I think there's still a lot of denial. I know on this island I've got some blowback. We had to shut down the comments. So in my letter to the governor that I sent, urging her to do all these things, that there were some people that were just, just can't deal with the ramp up of all this. It's hard. It's emotionally hard to process. We're all really in stress. There's shock, and that's not good for our systems. We have to take it, have to keep breathing. Staying hydrated, I think, is a really good thing. I know, keeping warm liquids, constantly going, vitamin C, uptaking, rest, but also doing what is necessary. So you feel you're doing your part to help other people. I think that helps get us out of a sense of impotence, and we need to be empowered to make these changes. So in the call, it was a good call. Basil ran it, and our rescue service is, on top of things. So we see it coming, and we're just going to be mindful. And so, trying to think what else is going on. Today, there's a church meeting at 4:00. And it's on Zoom too. So everything's on Zoom these days. So just doing a lot of things right now. The wall over there is getting taken off the plaster. Dogs are wondering who I'm talking to. It's my kitchen, trying to make it more interesting, moving around the house a little bit. And I just want to send a lot of love to everybody, because I think we've just got to remember that we're humans. We need a lot of love, a lot of TLC. So if you don't have anybody there to give you a hug, please, I'm giving you a hug. Okay. And lots of love. So lots of shout outs to friends and family. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.